Ever wondered why some flights are dirt cheap? Think you're getting a great deal? Think again. Airlines love to flash those ridiculously low prices, making you believe you've outsmarted the system. But behind those tempting deals lurks a reality they don't want you to know. Why do some tickets cost less than a fast food meal? How can airlines afford to fly you halfway across the world for the price of a few coffees? The truth is shocking. What looks like a bargain is actually a carefully designed trap. Hidden fees, brutal policies, and sneaky tricks all work together to squeeze every last cent out of you. Ever been hit with surprise baggage fees that cost more than the ticket itself? Sat in a seat so cramped you felt like a sardine in a can? Or had a flight mysteriously canceled with zero refund? These aren't accidents. They're part of the airline industry's billion-dollar strategy. In this video, we're exposing everything airlines don't want you to know about cheap flights. By the end, you'll see these deals in a whole new light, and you might just think twice before booking that next budget ticket. Let's dive in. So, you see a flight for an unbelievably low price, maybe $50 or even less. It looks like an absolute steal, right? Wrong. Airlines are masters of deception, and that cheap ticket is just the beginning of a long list of charges waiting to drain your wallet. That $50 ticket? It doesn't include anything. Want to bring a suitcase? That's an extra $40. Prefer to choose your seat? Another $20. Feeling hungry? Even a tiny sandwich could set you back $15. By the time you board, you've spent more than a standard airline ticket, without realizing it. Ever notice that flight prices change every time you check? That's not your imagination. Airlines use advanced tracking systems that watch your searches. The more you check a flight, the higher the price goes. Why? Because they know you're interested and pressure you into booking before it goes up even more. The worst part? They artificially create this urgency. Only 3 seats left at this price. Flash sale, 50% off. Sounds like you need to book now, right? Don't fall for it. Airlines manipulate your fear of missing out, making discounts look huge when, in reality, the price was never that high to begin with. They just inflate prices and slash them later to make you think you're getting a deal. By the time you add everything up, that cheap flight isn't so cheap anymore. And that's exactly what airlines want. Stay tuned because it gets even worse in the next section. So, you've booked your bargain flight. But now, reality hits. Budget airlines operate on razor-thin margins, meaning they'll do anything to cut costs, even if it makes your travel experience a nightmare. Ever been told your flight is full even though you paid for a seat? That's because airlines deliberately sell more tickets than available seats. Why? Because they assume some passengers won't show up. But when everyone does, someone gets kicked off. And guess what? It's almost always the passenger who paid the least. You. Budget airlines love charging you for things that should be free. Some even charge up to $50 just to print your boarding pass at the airport. Accidentally booked the wrong name? That's another $100 to change it. These airlines are designed to catch you off guard and make money off your mistakes. Welcome to economy class, where legroom is practically non-existent and your seat barely reclines. Airlines cram as many passengers as possible into the plane, sacrificing your comfort for their profit. Some budget airlines even use lighter, thinner seats to squeeze in extra rows, meaning less padding, less space, and a miserable flight. Think you're clever packing everything into a carry-on? Better double-check the size. If your bag is just slightly oversized, the airline will slap you with a massive fee, often more than the cost of your ticket. And don't even think about sneaking extra weight past them. Budget airlines are notorious for strictly weighing everything. And we haven't even talked about flight delays, unreliable routes, and safety concerns. That's coming up next. If you think budget airlines are just a minor inconvenience, think again. The real risks go way beyond cramped seats and hidden fees. Some of these airlines put your time, money, and even your safety on the line. Budget airlines are notorious for canceling flights at the last minute. Why? Because they don't have backup planes. If one flight is delayed, the entire schedule gets thrown off. And since they operate on slim budgets, they'd rather cancel than pay for an alternative. Your dream vacation? Ruined. Tried calling customer service after a canceled flight? You might be on hold for hours. Budget airlines cut costs by having bare minimum staff, and when things go wrong, they're nowhere to be found. If you do get through, good luck getting a refund. Most budget airlines will fight tooth and nail to avoid paying you back. Ever heard of an airline shutting down overnight? It happens all the time. Many budget airlines start up, operate for a few years, then suddenly vanish, stranding passengers with no flights and no refunds. If your airline goes bankrupt, you're out of luck. Here's the scariest question of all. Are these airlines safe? While budget airlines do follow safety regulations, they also cut costs wherever they can. That means fewer mechanics, longer turnaround times, and minimal maintenance between flights. While they aren't unsafe, you have to ask, are they giving planes proper care or just doing the bare minimum to stay legal? And it doesn't stop there. In the next section, we're exposing exactly how airlines manipulate passengers to squeeze every last dollar out of them. If you think airlines are struggling to make money on cheap tickets, think again. They have mastered the art of squeezing every last dollar out of passengers, without most people even realizing it. Once upon a time, your plane ticket covered everything: baggage, meals, seat selection. Not anymore. Airlines now strip away everything from the base fare, forcing you to pay extra for things that should be included. You want legroom? Pay up? Need to check a bag? That'll cost you. Even basic things like printing a boarding pass or bringing a carry-on can rack up fees. Found a dirt cheap ticket? Look closer. Many budget flights land in remote, inconvenient airports miles away from the actual city. You might save money on the ticket but end up spending more on transport just to get where you need to be. And let's not forget brutal layovers. 15 hours stuck in an airport just to save $50? Airlines know you'll get desperate and spend money on food, lounges, and upgrades. Ever noticed how airlines love pushing credit card deals? That's because they make billions partnering with banks. Every time you swipe that airline-branded credit card, they earn a cut. The so-called free miles might sound great, but they come with sky-high interest rates, blackout dates, and hidden fees that trap passengers in never-ending debt. Budget airlines aren't the only ones playing dirty. Major airlines now offer basic economy tickets that are designed to be miserable. No seat selection, no carry-on, zero flexibility. They want you to suffer so you pay more to upgrade. It's not about offering choice, it's about forcing you to spend more to escape their ridiculous restrictions. So, next time you see that cheap flight, ask yourself, is it really a deal? And there you have it, the shocking truth about cheap flights. From hidden fees and miserable seating to cancellation nightmares and profit-hungry airlines, it's clear that these bargain tickets are anything but cheap. Airlines know how to manipulate passengers. They lure you in with low fares, then hit you with sky-high add-ons, sneaky tricks, and brutal restrictions, all designed to make you spend more. The worst part? Most travelers don't even realize it until it's too late. When booking a flight, that ultra-cheap ticket might seem like a dream deal, but is it really? Budget airlines lure travelers in with low fares, but the hidden costs can add up fast. Baggage fees, seat selection charges, surprise cancellation policies, and even fees for printing your boarding pass can turn that cheap trip into a pricey nightmare. Many travelers have learned this the hard way. Imagine arriving at the airport only to find out your carry-on isn't included, or your flight was suddenly rescheduled with no refund option. These extra charges often push the final cost higher than a standard airline ticket. And it's not just about money. Budget airlines are notorious for inconvenient flight times, smaller seats, and unexpected delays. Some even land at secondary airports far from your destination, forcing you to spend more on transportation. So, next time you're tempted by a rock-bottom fare, read the fine print. Is it really a deal or just a clever marketing trick? Have you ever been caught off guard by hidden airline fees or misleading ticket prices? Share your travel horror stories in the comments. And if you want more eye-opening insights into the travel industry, don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Safe travels, if you can afford them.